Helps if I unmute. Hello? It's me, Travis, from Giggles and Bits. I just wanted to make sure I'm actually going live, and I am. Cool. Hello, it's me, Travis, from the Giggles and Bits. I think I just said that already, but whatever. Say things a lot. So, today's Wednesday, what the fuck? I figured I'd do a little smorgasbord, cover a couple of different topics here. Uh, Still running old school with only one monitor. This is difficult. But we will make do. Boys and girls, we will make do. All right. So first thing, let's see. I got the Daily Wire pulled up because I was browsing their stories. But let's go ahead and jump into some of the heavier stuff, and we'll get into some of the crazier stuff, I guess. So I'm a huge fan of Foo Fighters. So the news of Taylor Hawkins being found dead was uh, devastating. I was extremely sad about that, and I got even sadder to think that Taylor relapsed and ended up relapsed hard and ended up ODing. That was a bit of a shock to me because I know how important staying clean and sober was for Taylor a few years ago. Last I read up on him, I am glad that I got a chance to see them when they came through to Iowa. Took them 20 years, but they finally came through, and Taylor was awesome. Great on drums. Dave was awesome. Um, it was really good. So a few days ago, I bring this up because this was a what the fuck for me because it sounded like the Rolling Stones had gotten a chance to speak to a lot of his friends, and they talked about how Taylor was complaining about the schedule and how it was a bit too much. And now there's a follow up article to that article where, as the title would say, sensationalized and misleading. Taylor Hawkins' friends slam Rolling Stone article and they start clarifying their quotes that they had. So Matt Cameron and Chad Smith, who were both friends of the deceased Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins, say their statements about their friend were taken out of context. The two musicians agreed to be interviewed for Rolling Stones in what they thought was a tribute to Hawkins following his shocking death while Foo Fighters were on tour in Colombia. The rocker was 50. Cameron is now disappointed with how Rolling Stones used his stories to shape its narrative. When I agreed to take part in the Rolling Stones article about Taylor, I assumed it would be a celebration of his life and work, Cameron, the drummer of Pearl Jam, shared on Instagram. My quotes were taken out of context and shaped into a narrative I had never intended. Taylor was a dear friend and a next level artist. I miss him. I have only the deepest love and respect for Taylor, Dave, and Foo Fighters family. I am truly sorry to have taken part in this interview, and I apologize that my participation may have caused harm to those for whom I only have the deepest respect and admiration. Smith, a drummer with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, expressed similar sentiments. Taylor was one of. Sorry, I have a visitor about to come up. Come on up. Come on. Yeah. Hello, Barry. You made it to the live stream. Alright, so Taylor was one of my best friends, and I would do anything for his family, he wrote. I was asked by Rolling Stones to share some of my memories of our time together, which I thought was going to be a loving tribute. Was going to be the loving tribute he deserved. Instead, the story they wrote was sensationalized and misleading. Had I known, I never would have agreed to participate. I apologize to his family and musical friends for any pain this may have caused. I miss Taylor every day. Cameron originally told the publication that Hawkins had told the Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl about his concerns over the Heck tour scheduling. Then Smith mentioned an incident when Hawkins lost consciousness on a plane in December and had to be revived with IV fluids. He had had a heart-to-heart with Dave, and he told me rep for the band denied both claims. Yeah, I'm not going to read that part because, you know, it it doesn't. It was put in there, and I think I think Rolling Stone used that to twist this story, these comments, into something that it wasn't. They were trying to say that Taylor had spoken to both Dave and to Barry. Are you gonna jump off, or are you gonna? What's going on here? Come on, bud. What are you doing? Yeah, I get it. You're a cat. And all right. So, anyways, so uh, in the Rolling Stone article, they'd written that Taylor had spoken to Dave and the band manager about reducing his workload with regards to the schedule, cutting back some of the shows, and they basically twisted that Taylor was. The Rolling Stones painted it that Taylor was in an emotional wreck and was begging for any sort of help or relief with his stress and anxiety with regards to their tour schedule. And apparently that was all. That was just a bit too far. That was a bit too far, and it didn't sound right when I read it. And it didn't sound right when I read it because Dave and Taylor are very close friends. Very close friends. Like, they describe their relationship. You're back for more? They describe their relationship as being brothers from another mother. You know, they uh, bonded very quickly with each other when Taylor first showed up. Taylor wasn't as good of a drummer, I think, as he had led on to be, but he was actually very good. He's a natural. Uh, but the chemistry that they had between the two of them was um, palpable. I don't have any other way to describe that. And so to see the Rolling Stone um, come out and see his friends say that their words were taken out and twisted to mischaracterize what they said to pit them to pit Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters, the band manager, like the band itself, and the band manager, in a negative light, um, is really shitty on Foo Fighters' part. That, or not the Foo Fighters' part, but the Rolling Stones. So yeah, fuck you guys. What bunch of assholes. And actually, I'm gonna save these. I gotta add these to the stream. So let me pull up a notepad or something here so I can save these. I should have done that before. It's my first live stream, and well, from the computer. Yes, Barry, you're back. I'm glad you made it. I was worried that you had been lost. So glad you're here. So glad you're here. Um, but yeah, that's that. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me. I'm trying. You're too much, Barry. You're too much, dude. Oh my gosh, it's the Barry stream. Trying to. Multitasking is not a great thing. But yeah. Oh, and this next one. Okay, so this one really pissed me off this morning. I saw this on Ladder with Crowder this morning, and then I saw and this is definitely this was my first what the fuck this morning. Fuck me, man. So charges dropped against man seen beating elderly vet and viral nursing home video. Um, this 75-year-old Army vet. I'm not gonna play the video because uh, it's infuriating. In Michigan during the pandemic, what they did is because the hospitals were um, overfilling with folks. I got cat hair all over the place now. Thanks, Barry. Thank you, Barry. Thank you very much. The what what they did in Michigan under the orders of Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Sorry for punching the mic there with my fist. The they moved young individuals that had tested positive for COVID into nursing homes with nursing home patients, literally exposing nursing home patients, the elderly, the most vulnerable uh, of our community, exposing them to COVID positive patients, putting them in the same rooms. In this instance, this individual who, admittedly by his father, is mentally disturbed, and he's not a violent person. He's just a violent person. I don't know. He's actually got a quote here. So the shocking video from May 15th, 2020, showing Jaden Hayden pummeling Norman Bledsoe in Westwood Nursing Home went viral. Although Bledsoe died weeks later, his death was not classified as a homicide. Charges were reportedly dropped because Hayden is mentally incompetent to stand trial. He shouldn't be in jail. Hayden's father, Marty Hayden, told WXYZ, Detroit's ABC television affiliate, so the system will let him down again. He will not be rehabilitated. Hayden recorded the beating with his own cell phone, according to police. The video so he recorded himself. That makes it even worse. I thought this was like security footage or something. No. He set up his phone and recorded himself beating this man himself. So Hayden recorded the beating with his own cell phone, according to police. The video shows Bledsoe covered in blood as he lies helpless on the bed and being pummeled by Hayden, who repeatedly yells, "Get the F off my bed." I don't know why I'm censoring because I curse all the time. I don't know. But anyways, nursing home staff raced in to help Bledsoe. Hayden had said he had fallen out of his bed. Police later said Hayden was arrested a week later after police received several calls from citizens who saw the video on social media. The dumbass posted it himself. He might be mentally he might not be mentally stable enough to stand trial, but it doesn't mean he needs to be out there. I mean, if he's like he had enough mental stability to set up his phone to get a great shot of him punching this old man. The old man didn't ended up not dying from the injuries, but the old man was so the gentleman. I'm gonna get his name because I'm tired of calling him old man. Uh, Norman Bledsoe. Norman ended up being so depressed about the event that happened, he stopped eating and refused to eat. Ended up, I believe, dying from self-starvation. And that's as much as this is on Hayden. This is also on Governor Gretchen Whitmer. This is no excuses whatsoever for this, and that this makes me sick. So the Bledsoe family is suing nursing home and has hired prominent Michigan attorney Jeffrey Feiger to help, and I hope they get something out of this. So it looks like Hayden is now being confined to the Kalamazoo Psychiatric Hospital, but I guess that's the very least that could be done. But somebody needs to be held legally liable for this, and hopefully uh, they get some headway on that lawsuit. So I have Bounding into Comics, great website. It's been around a couple of years. I'm falling in love with it. Great for pop culture stuff. Might not be everybody's cup of tea, but um, I've been enjoying it. Ah, my throat was getting dry. All right, so this one, oh my gosh, this one came out today. Other what the fuck news. So Pirates of the Caribbean producer Jerry Bruckheimer confirms Johnny Depp is out. They're going to be. I think they said they're going to recast the his. They're going to be recasting his role and developing the film with Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie's. She's a good actress. I've been I really can't like knock her a whole lot for her performances. I do think she's most famous right now. I think probably for the her portrayal of Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn's nice. Uh, has been a nice little run for her. It was okay in the first Suicide Squad movie. It wasn't great. The I never saw Birds of Prey, so I can't comment on that. So I'm not gonna provide an opinion or share anybody else's. Go check those out. Any reviews out for wherever you think, or if you've seen it yourself. Hey Tam, good to see you. And so yeah, but I thought the her best version of Harley Quinn was definitely in the Suicide Squad, which is the sequel and stupid effing name for a sequel. But anyways, yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer has officially announced that they're going to be going forward with the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie without Johnny Depp. So he was speaking to the Times in the UK to promote the upcoming film Top Gun, which I've been hearing positive things about Top Gun. Uh, I didn't like the first one. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not gonna pretend like, oh yeah, I was out there on the volleyball courts, flexing my muscles and checking out my sweet watch. That wasn't me. I wasn't that person, and I certainly wasn't. Uh, I certainly wasn't the person who sang whatever the dumb song is they sing in the bar. I just that stuff just drives me nuts, man. I didn't understand why people liked it. It's a good film, but people just really get like they get really hard for that movie. But yeah, first Bruckheimer confirmed that he's indeed developing a new Pirates film and has two scripts in development. Not only does he have two scripts in development, but he also in talks with Margot Robbie to star in one of them. When asked if he was working on a sequel with a female lead, Bruckheimer stated, "Yes, we're talking to Margot Robbie. We're developing two pirate scripts, one with her, one without." The Times then asked, "Will Depp be back?" Bruckheimer responded, "Not at this point." However, he didn't completely shut the door, saying the future is yet to be decided. So wait, okay, so I hadn't had a chance to read this article. I saw the headline, and then people, how people are on Twitter. They see the headline, then they share it, and they're like, "I'm not seeing that fucking movie if Johnny Depp is not in it. I want to see him. You put him in the movie." And I was rightly angered too at the thought of a Pirates movie without Johnny Depp because uh, it's Johnny Depp. I mean, he really. I mean, I don't, honestly, I hated the first one. I thought he was great. I liked him, and as each movie progressed and his role got bigger and bigger and bigger, and I had no problems with Jack Sparrow becoming the main character in those films because Johnny Depp made them enjoyable. It was everything else in the Pirates movies that I just didn't care for. I mean, they got some really good actors to play the baddies, but like Gabriel Byrne and the other gentleman that played uh, oh my gosh, what was Davy Jones? The great actors right there to put across Johnny Depp. I approve. But yeah, the thought of a Pirates movie without Johnny is terrifying. It was reported Depp was not in the picture for future Pirates films all the way back in 2018 when then Disney production chief Sean Bailey made it clear to Hollywood Reporter that Depp was no longer involved. He is no longer involved. He's out. He's out. At the time, Bailey said, "We want to bring in new energy and vitality. I love the Pirates movies, but part of the reason Paul and Rhett are so interesting is that we want to give it a kick in the pants, and that's what I've tasked him to do." So yeah, it's going to be Pirates with Red Bull. That's great. I think it's a stupid idea. Yeah, for all the reasons that I just talked about, doing that without him would be terrible. Would be terrible. So let's get to the parts that talk about Margot Robbie. So as for Robbie's involvement, THR indicated she would be headlining a female-fronted film with Birds of Prey writer Christina Hodson penning the script. Oh, well, I can tell you right now that's gonna suck. If Christina Hodson's penning the script and she wrote Birds of Prey, everything that I've heard about that movie, I don't have a lot of confidence. Let's move on to the next thing before I get canceled. All right, so I saw this. It's not really a what the fuck, but it kind of is. This looks terrible. So fan slam Disney Plus trailer for She-Hulk Attorney at Law. And this is basically Ally McBeal with muscles. Let's see here. Let's see. The official trailer for Disney's Plus series She-Hulk Attorney at Law has been released, and the internet can't look away, even if they want to. It looks terrible. It looks so terrible. I can't even be getting like the CG looks. The CG looks bad. Like if it had been 10 years ago, the CG would be amazing for a TV series. It doesn't look that way in this one, and I couldn't help but notice that her like much like Ang Lee's Hulk movie from 2000, what was it, 4? No, 3, 2003. Can't remember the year. Nobody wants to remember that. But that was weird. Sorry, I sent my wife a picture, um, and it wouldn't let her download unless she sent the picture to me, and then she could download it from the file that she sent to me, but she couldn't download it directly from her email. Technology. Stupid. But anyways, in the Ang Lee Hulk movie, the people complained because the Hulk continued to change size, and the problem with that is it's they don't ever explain it in the movie itself, which is terrible. You never want to leave pertinent information about your film uh, on the cutting room floor and then rely on third party or uh, extra content like interviews to explain your movie. That's a recipe for disaster. But in an interview, it was explained that the Hulk, as he gets angrier, he actually gets bigger. Hence the reason why he changes size. He looks like he doesn't look that big, and then in the next scene, he's even like bigger, and then he's like huge, and it's just all over the place. And yeah, that's because they went with the cool aesthetic and didn't bother to explain it through the actual storyline, which is makes for a bad movie. But there's a whole lot more wrong with that movie. I don't mind it that much. And it's not absolutely terrible. Not terrible. As a normie like myself, I'll call myself a normie because while I've read a lot of comics, I don't have the breadth of knowledge that other folks do. But yeah, no, this looks bad. Her hands like, so what the whole point of me talking about the Ang Lee thing is her hands keep changing size. Her fingers keep changing size. It's her fingers look thin, they look thick. I don't know, it could be motion blur. It's all sorts of crap. But on Tuesday afternoon, Marvel released the official trailer for this movie that they're calling a half-hour legal comedy. She-Hulk Attorney at Law centers on a lawyer, Jennifer Walters' cousin of Bruce Banner, who inherits his Hulk powers after she receives a blood transfusion from him. At least that's how they did it in the comics. Yeah, that's how they did it in the comics. It's unclear if this will cross over into the show. Unlike Bruce in the comics, when she hulks out, Jennifer is able to retain most of her personality, intelligence, and emotional control. In the MCU, the Hulk has also obtained this ability. Yeah, he's Professor Hulk now, and it's not even cool Professor Hulk, it's just lame. Just lame. Like you guys like worked a whole storyline off camera, out of the story between the two, uh, the Infinity War and Endgame movies, to cuck the Hulk to be Banner with muscles, and he's not as yeah yeah, I am a normie, and you would just be uh, even normaler. Yeah, that's what I would say, Tam. You're more normal than I am. You're more normally. Um, that's the word I'll go with. But yeah, okay. So along with Maslany, the cast includes Mark Ruffalo as Smart Hulk. They call him Smart Hulk because he's the dumb Hulk, right? Right. So yeah, so Tim Roth as Emil Blonsky, the Abomination. Benedict Wong as Wong. The cast also includes Ginger Gonzaga, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Oh, Jamila Jamil. I don't know who that is. Jessica Gao, who is also known for her writing credits such as Rick and Morty, is the head writer on the series and serves as executive producer alongside Feige, Luis D'Esposito, Victoria Alonso, blah 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 blah. Shortly after its release on social media, many users were quick to slam the poor-looking visuals. Yeah, they look terrible, especially the Tatiana Maslany She-Hulk, whose character looks unfinished in comparison to Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. She does. Yeah, she looks like a sim from The Sims. Yeah. The series was originally teased back in November, meaning Marvel Studios hasn't made much progress in the visuals. In 6 months, Twitter users began to question the quality of the show within minutes of the release. Some questioned whether Marvel Studios should push back the release of the show in order to give the special effects team more time to perfect the look of the character, much like Paramount Studios did with the original design of Sonic the Hedgehog for 2020 film. That would be great. That'd be great if they did that. But if they if they did that, then they wouldn't be Marvel Studios because Marvel Studios hates their fans. They go out of their way to shit on their fans every step of the way. Everyone from their directors, the producers, the some of the writers, a lot of the actors that are in there, like Simu Liu. They don't give it two shits about any sort of constructive feedback whatsoever from fans. They don't give a shit about you, which is why they can get away with doing crap visual effects and terrible storylines and just forced in narrative garbage, which is why I've ultimately stopped watching Marvel. Other users on social media were not as kind to the trailer, many outright slamming the quality of the effects, especially for a production company like Marvel Studios. Oh, and Marvel Studios, like you can't throw this at Marvel Studios because they don't do. I don't know if they. I don't think they do in-house CGI. A lot of their stuff they farm out to companies like Weta Digital and Lucasfilms, I think. Industrial Light and Magic (ILM). Is that they even still around? Man, I might have misspoke there. I don't even know if ILM's still around. I think they are, but one described it as a PlayStation 4 cutscene. Yeah. It just like the lighting doesn't look good. That is just so weird. I'm like going off camera to look at. Sorry about that. This looks like a PS4 cutscene. Yeah. Rah. That was too loud. Jesus Christ. I am so sorry. I am so sorry to the one person that's watching. Tamra. Oh man. Yeah, look at this. That just looks terrible. And it's so inconsistent. It's so inconsistent. Like look how huge her head is in comparison to like it's like it's like they modeled her off of a man. Like they got an NBA basketball player and they're like, stand here. He's like, what am I modeling for? Am I gonna be like the new such and such? And they're like, nah, you're modeling for She-Hulk. There you go. Oh, your ears are okay. Okay, good. Sorry about that. Maybe the CG Maybe the CGI isn't finished yet, said the Marvel fan after watching almost 30 movies and 5 entire shows with the most barely passable CGI you've ever seen, funded by a multi-billion-dollar company. Yeah, look at that. That looks terrible. Yeah. Yeah. The guys, the CGI being bad is intentional. It's supposed to look like that. That's the joke. It's an inside joke, y'all. Don't get it. Please. That's funny. At least people have got a sense of humor. 10 episodes. Yeah. Yeah. But look at like there's other shots. There's like if you watch the trailer, she doesn't look like she has this wide of hips, and for some reason they like make her look extra wide here. I don't understand it. And look at those massive hands. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Next story. This is messed up here, and I like the Percy Jackson uh, movies. I've never read the books. I like the movies. They're not great. They're not like amazing cinematic masterpieces. They're they're just silly, good, fun movies. I was sad that they weren't continuing that, but I was excited to hear that they were going to be doing a series, unfortunately on Disney Plus. Uh, but they're going to be doing a series, Percy Jackson, and the writer said it was going to be closely involved, and he said that uh, it was going to be accurate to the books. He was going to stick with that. But then we get word of the casting, and they cast actors that look nothing like the characters. We have detailed descriptions of what the characters look like. So when fans of Percy Jackson, the books, spoke up about this casting, it it wasn't a cry of racism. It was more or less like you said that you were going to be sticking, like you promised us that you weren't going to change anything from the books, but um, here you've already changed the look of the characters by casting people that don't look like it, the way they're described in the books. That's the problem. Because if you can't even be honest about that, then what else are you changing about the storylines? So that sends up red flags to all of these fans uh, of the Percy Jackson series. And what's messed up even more so about this is uh, Rick Riordan, his wife Becky, recently shared her participation in a pro-murder rally after she encouraged individuals to harass Percy Jackson fans who disagree with the race swapping of Grover Underwood and Annabeth Chase in the upcoming Disney Plus series. Riordan previously described those who do not like the race swapping of Grover Underwood and Annabeth Chase as engaging in demagoguery. She wrote on Twitter, "A while back, you, the fans, and I agreed to make these handles as kid friendly, safe places as possible. We give no room to demagoguery. We focus on the positive, we are supportive and uplifting. We encourage fans to not give space to hate speech, veiled or blatant. Do not tweet hate." Okay. Her rhetoric would quickly become more extreme, escalating into calling her fans haters. She wrote, "I will also tell you something I know is a fact. Rick's books open people's minds. We get letters all the time that tell us this. Our TV show can do the same." Riordan added, "Yelling at haters will get us nowhere. Do not give their hate fires oxygen." That's a weird sentence. All right, their hate fires. That's a hate fire. Look at that! Look at that fire over there. It's it's fueled by racism. Can't have that. Demagoguery is a good word to know. Do we need to have a talk about the intersectionality of misogyny and racism? Misogyny is equally a problem here. We condemn both, she tweeted. Getting yelled at, Annabeth doesn't belong to you. She never did. Leave Leah alone. Nobody's attacking the actress. Nobody has a problem with the actress herself. But I feel like they're overreacting to, I think, a legitimate concern of fans of Percy Jackson. In the past, I haven't really had an issue too much um, with I guess race swapping a character, as long as the character is recognizably the character. But the problem is when they, like recently, especially the last few years, when they do these types of things, uh, it's not just because it was the best actor or actress out there. It's because they feel like there's a narrative or a message that they have to push. And the only way they can do that is if the character fits the fits the narrative that they want or the message that they want to push, which is why a lot of gender swaps and race swaps of characters goes so wrong in film and television. It's not because people are racist or misogynist. It's because you took an already established character and you started. If it had just been the race swap or the gender swap, and the character ultimately stayed the same, true to the way the character was in the beginning, there wouldn't be any issues. But those changes are made to change the character, to push a message and a narrative that your fans have no interest whatsoever in hearing, because they just want to be entertained. Like, how fucking hard is that as a concept to understand? Doesn't seem like it's that hard. But these people are morons, so whatever. Ezra Miller arrest footage shows the Flash star arguing with police, claiming, "I film myself when I get assaulted for NFT crypto art." It's weird because he's the one going around assaulting people. This is wild footage. This is wild footage. If you guys have not, or well, I say you guys, there's one. I think there's one person watching. Um, if you watch this video, it's my first stream. If you watch this arrest video, he looks fucking unhinged. He looks insane. It was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I couldn't believe it. He's not calm. He's just like like the police officers are perfectly normal. He just keeps going up, 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 escalating, 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 to the point that he's like trying to walk around the police officers, almost walking out into the street, yelling, "Badge and number, badge and number. I'm Ezra Miller." He didn't say that, but that would have been hilarious if he was like, "I'm Ezra Miller. I'm the fucking Flash. If I wanted to be out of here, I'd be gone. Lickety split. There's no way you guys could fucking catch me. I'm fucking Ezra Miller. Huh? You wanna go? You wanna fight? You wanna fight?" It's my best Ezra Miller impression. Miller, who identifies as binary, non-Barry. That's right, Barry. He's not you. And goes by they/them pronouns, was arrested on March 27th after South Hilo patrol officers responded to report of disorderly patron at a bar in Silva Street. And during the course of their investigation, determined that the man, later identified as Ezra Miller, became agitated while patrons at the bar began singing karaoke. How dare you, sons of bitches, disturb Ezra Miller's night out like that? I hate this dude. He looks so stupid, and I hate the way he fucking runs. I don't give it, like, he tries to come off as smart, right? So everybody starts making fun of the way his version of the Flash runs, and he claims that the reason why that version of the Flash runs is because they did some research. They did some research, and they found that by running like an absolute dumbass, you are running more efficiently and faster. So that's why his Flash runs differently than every other Flash in history, including, I guess, real life sprinters. Looks completely different because he's smarter than everybody else, and he found a new way to do it. That's right. And this smug bastard is taking that all the way to the bank. Look at that fucking crazy ass picture. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Let me.
Oh, it's spitting in my face.
Ooh.
Bro, I'm nuts right now.
Why? What happened?
No, nothing. I was just playing darts.
Okay.
And this
That's Ezra Miller right now. I was just playing darts.
His phone.
Oh, wait, actually, that's the guy talking
Okay.
just then isn't Ezra. It was just a really drunk guy that Ezra assaulted. Still funny. I hate that they blur it. He's wearing this like crazy like Joker costume. It's not a costume. I just think it's just.
Let's talk stories outside.
And Ezra Miller, this is Sumner Warrants, but he's caution code unstable.
Like watch, like so he's calm right now, right? But then he starts escalating. Watch this. It just you can just it's palpable. See, but he doesn't stop walking. He starts circling around. Listen to this. This is so crazy.
Tell me your name and your badge number. Please don't touch me. Tell me your name and your badge number. Now.
He starts walking around him.
Your badge number now. You. Get off the road.
Like that's not good. That's not how you want to interact with police. Not at all. Yeah. That's yeah, full name, badge number, don't touch me. I love that they wrote the quotes in here. Thank you guys. This is yeah, and later on in the video he's like saying, I claim my Ninth Amendment rights to not be unlawfully persecuted for a crime of no designation, says the actor. Disorderly conduct means something I am unguilty of. I claim my Fourth Amendment rights to not be searched and seized, no probable cause. It's like he watched a movie for morons and took all of it as you know, as gospel. That you will not be able to offer in the court of law. Yeah, and then literally, this is hilarious because he's like, Miller also complains about being groped when a male officer performs a pat down, inveighing, I'm transgender, non-binary, and I don't want to be searched by a man. And he also said, don't touch my dick. You touch my dick, bro. What a fucking nutbag. Ooh, we're getting close. We're getting close. Said it wasn't. All right, we got a few minutes. All right, guys, we got a few minutes. So a couple of articles here from the Babylon Bee. I wanted to keep this up right here. What a time to be alive. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get into this. So you know, I saw a lot of people sharing this on Twitter. Apparently, and they like, ladies and gentlemen, not everything that you've never heard about not everything that you hear about since the pandemic started is that's brand new to you is some sort of conspiracy theory or something that was created, invented in a lab somewhere. I saw this article I saw this article on Twitter, and there was literally people being like, "Oh, man, what will the government think up next? I bet that tick was invented by Bill Gates. Make you allergic to meat? Fucking, that's horrendous. We need to get to the bottom of this. Who was involved? Was it NIH? No. No, these ticks have been around for a long time. These ticks have been around for a long time. So, this is what started it all. This tick is the stuff of nightmares. It really is. I've been terrified of this thing for a long time, and it has... it is not new. It is not new at all. One bite can make you allergic to meat for life. Not just meat, but red meat. And recent reports show it's spreading across the United States. It's been spreading for a while. It's been spreading for a while. Long time. Yeah. Usually not one to for raging alarmism and clickbait, but the idea of not ever being able to eat a bacon cheeseburger again has me reeling. Meet the Lone Star Tick. The Lone Star Tick it used to be considered just a nuisance as they do not carry Lyme disease, but recent studies have shown that bites from this particular species can make the host allergic to meat forever. The curse of the tick is recognized by a white mark on its back, and it seems to be migrating across the United States. Yeah, look at that. Probably got those here. I'm telling you right now, if I I don't care how allergic I get to it, I'm still eating meat. I fucking love meat. There's no way in hell. The saliva of the Lone Star tick carries an antibody called nailed it, galactose, but for short, they just call it alpha-gal. They really call it alpha-gal? That's weird. Alright. Yeah, since it steals your alpha, meat-eating dominance. When exposed to alpha-gal, you run out of money, go out all the time, and never see your friends. That's what it's like being exposed to alpha gal. Just kidding. The human body then produces its own antibodies to stave off this intruder. Good for us, right? Not so fast. Seeing as how we're all antibody experts after 2 years of media-induced virology 101, we know that producing antibodies leads to natural immunity. The trouble with being immune to this particular antibody is that the molecule is found every other animal except for primates, like you, me, anybody, all of us. Which means your body now sees every bite of delicious steak, hamburger, bacon, sausage, lamb as a lethal intruder trying to kill you. Cue hives, swelling, vomiting, wheezing, anaphylaxis, while your body tries whatever tricks it can to kill the delicious meat you just ingested. And it's delicious, which is why I will suffer every single one of these for a cut of steak. Absolutely. Yeah, look like Hitch. Great use. Besides the loss of ever eating mammalian meat again, the other terrible part is that your body doesn't start the attack until it has digested for a while. Most attacks occur 3 to 5 hours after ingesting instead of right away, like a normal allergic response, meaning they usually happen at night while people are asleep, hours after dinner, which also means no late night runs to the drugstore for Benadryl. It's a trip straight to the ER just waiting to happen. What do you mean late night runs to the drugstore for Benadryl? Who doesn't have Benadryl on hand all the time in their medicine cabinet or their bathrooms? Tamara, do you? If you're still here. That'd be interesting. Should always have Benadryl. Unless you have somebody who... Yeah. No, never mind. Bad joke. The condition has been labeled alpha-gal syndrome. Oh, really? Alpha-gal syndrome? And between 2010 and 2018, more than 34... That's a small town. That's like the town I grew up in. Cases of AGS have been reported. Oh, we're getting shorter and shorter. It's like they got tired of writing the full thing, went to alpha-gal. Now they gotta say alpha-gal syndrome. Let's just reduce it to AGS. Man, that's ridiculous. That's pretty scary, and that's the #1 tick. Oh, you do have it? Good for you. That means you're an adult. Unlike the person that wrote this article. So, oh my gosh. Oh, good. I did click on this one. These psychotic young people have to be caught. TikTokers are getting desperate for followers, or getting so desperate for followers that they are now literally setting forest fires in order to rack up views. Yeah, absolutely. 100% capture these people and arrest them. 1 second, guys. Yeah, these people need to get caught. That's crazy. I did have a few more articles I wanted to go over, but duty calls. Duty calls. So that's it, guys. That's all I wanted to do. I only wanted to do a. You have a huge bottle of Benadryl. All right, that's good. That is good. You will never run out. Although I double check it to make sure it doesn't expire. I don't know if it expires, but yeah, that's it. That's it for me, guys. This is Wednesday. What the fuck? And quite a few what the fucks. Not as big. No vagina trees coming out of Madonna, but pretty crazy nonetheless. Anyways, guys, that's all for me today. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. You guys enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. I hope you guys get to enjoy some sweet streams and have lots of fun and good food, really good food. I had chicken fried steak for dinner, and it was delicious. I'm gonna rub that in. But anyways, peace out.